and someone a lawyer for kind and some you talk for kind
yeah.
And I also want to believe that committee in a report, I mean, some way, somehow, I don't know how it happened, but they found some of the contents found their way in the public domain. I think that's a show of courtesy and respect to the institution. And that's beyond what you target self has said and what the lawyers have also said. I don't want to comment about these things. I want to focus on issues of national importance and not so much attention drawn to myself.
Okay, we would move in a moment, but just one little more question to do with that issue. What has been the impact of SADO? There are people who think that you have become a little more withdrawn. In the public space, we are not hearing or reading from you like we used to in the past. If you had the opportunity to relive your life again, are there things you would do differently?
Those who are saying that I'm a little withdrawn, and I don't think they really know me. I've never been withdrawn, but it's just that when there is a process, you don't want to let people feel disrespected. And almost then you're all over the place. So I had to hit the counsel of some wise men to but even during that process, if you were just observant, I was still saying those things that I felt I had to say, and I said and menye are they withdrawn yet. That's so
okay. Prof, that's it. You heard State of the Nation's address and the various issues that were raised, the walkout by the minority. You heard what value sa walkout see the issues raised by the president, the statements made by him, do they reflect the facts on the ground? And I say he's obviously reading from a different script. What is your general assessment of President's State of the Nation's address?
Right, so President's State of the Nation's address, let me say a constitutional mandate, imperative that the President does these from time to time. And Emerson, your name is Okoye and Senior SSA Oye. The President is an orator. The Vice President is also gifted with oration. And Omokasa, I have a few issues. The first was my disappointment with the conduct of the minority. Mr. President Baho Numi who said minority leader kwaya Kushiano kwaya fefefe. Na Kushiano kwaya we na afterwards mo sorry eja hokwa na me feel say ntwe. I said this right from the time I saw it, and I found out people were narrating or had catalogued actually instances of previous boycotts and walkouts, by the MPP.
Justify 2013.
Yeah. Beyond 2000, even beyond 2013 and all that. They justify. And I may say, as a minor, I told the BIN boycott and a walkout, they are mechanism for expressing dissent. But as we grew as a democracy, as we try to instill in us a culture of tolerance and ensure the survival of policies of tolerance and accommodation, boycotts and a walkout and we must also learn to copy from best practices. Into more kasa maybe that be some say, bra na MPP for a yes no omo they are not happy. Mekoshishe enti ye de to wonum na se anyoda and so you some of the experiences we go through as a democracy, you go through to learn lessons and you learn to copy best practices. Until you don't do same and refer to the bad incident that happened in time past. Many anjehu, even though constitutional and democratically
it's well within their rights.
It's within their rights. But every democracy is best established now, institutionalized. We evolve our own practices and we evolve our own conventions and say that, well, even though you see, we're going to go into a highly competitive elections. A be polarizing, tension about my in the interest of the ruling party and the interest of the opposition party to ensure because Ghana ni wa opposition ni ho, Ghana ni wa ruling party ni ho. Eti no bi no mo ye de enso ya bi. I mean, Oman boy, we all not find ye na ni betumi ebia your passport betumi Ghana if you are mine. And many anje sa conduct of the opposition. But again, Mansameba statements na Omanpenike kind so no. There was also an incident that also happened that I wasn't happy with the way it happened, and this one I also have condemned it. And the afterthought remarks of the president, after his statements, well, and what Speaker Michael Kwe also said, in confirmation of that. One who said, when you are going to present the State of the Nation's address now, you are presenting it as the father of the nation.
Sure.
And NDC for assembly and MPP for assembly. You are giving us an address of the nation. And I was say, as much as possible, no, conciliatory gestures must be exhibited. Well, and sorry, Jawa, wakasa ya, omoboje oswie no. So China some so cry a change them say after thought remarks a change no beka say unyayana say sit no cry MPP for na nkwana be occupy. I thought it was not conciliatory enough. Well, one share now you are insinuating the future creation of a one party state, something that our constitution
is that not far-fetched?
Well, I mean, it is not far-fetched. I mean, what can I say? I mean, some analysis. Okay. And I'm thinking that at that particular moment, anchor, you see, in politics and in partisan electioneering contestation, and a campaign, there are certain people you don't necessarily always have to appeal to. What he did by that statement, appeal to a support base, which in my view was not necessary. Okay, semene noa anka owie sa no, then you have a new set of 2 minutes address.
Okay.
I mean your mind baako. Na minimum say opposition for adia omoye menkra mayebida. Na it's one way of expressing dissent. But yenyi as on mine no, nye maybe wo ha as say twetwa so. Won enti no e den na ba yentumi mfa no nye den enka. Niebo bia enu ntimo boycott no momfa megu menim na me nso mampeni mehwe se metu ho anamon eno so okasa na wanye mpo a you see you have appealed to a certain constituency within the voting public. Again, you have sent a certain message of calm to the people. Your supporters nankasa no feel say look ya papa kasa omo across the political divide no nyema bi no mo ye cross papa yes ye hwani ye what you say and the floating voters who are the electoral kingmakers also look at you and say look, this is a man we have to trust. One of the factors accounting for the monumental victory of the MPP and for that matter Nana Akufo-Addo was the fact that people had felt he was a very violent person. Okay, but after the 2013 Supreme Court ruling, or say I disagree, but I respect it. Well, entino wanga na nkoma yesa nkombe kwa akoye violent or brasport na asefo amoye kakra and na asefo no per that statement he was able to restrain them, and I'm told that even within his own party accept ya one country na asefo, and that was a major a disabusing nkofo perception about him, because before then people had said he had gone to say all die be die, and as if in politics communication say one shey na say do with him power do to now can say it comes back to be used against you. So I thought that statement was done. He could have used the opportunity to rather appeal or reach out to the opposition. Nanka amaye ina ba together. Oh yeah, me ame papa chairman dear Professor Michael Kwe okay be count. I'm sure there be way anya the entry. So these are preliminary issues but on the substantive issues,
right,
or the two Jano, me banana, me monitor discussion, it be with the atro, it be so I can credit and so forth. When we talk about good governance, we are talking about the effective and efficient management of resources of a nation, such that whatever you are doing would lead to developmental outcomes that will be reflected tangibly in the lives of the ordinary people. In some na okay. In some na okay. Media near who here menese are they reflected in the lives of tangibly of the ordinary people?
Right.
And you know, ordinary people na some